Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Good evening to all of you in YouTube land. I hope and pray that you and yours are happy and healthy, safe and well. Right now the time is approximately 9:27 p.m. Eastern Time, and the date is Saturday, November 27th, 2021. The moon is waning in Virgo, and the sun is transiting in Sagittarius. This is my official entry for the December 2021, let me say that again. This is my official video for the December 2021 entry of the Many Moons 2021 Lunar Planner. So of course there will be close-ups, and we will begin with the not as gorgeous looking cover of the Many Moons 2021 Lunar Planner. It has been thoroughly used. It has been often used. It has been lovingly used. But it has served me well, and it continues to serve me well. And we are going to start after I take a sip of tea. In case you're wondering, I recently purchased a package of empty tea bags that can be filled with loose herbs. So I'm using. So I made a combination of rose petals and rose buds and hibiscus, and it tastes delicious. I added some honey, and I added some lime juice, and it is just exquisite. Okay, pardon me, Durga. Thank you, Durga. You barely moved your head, Durga, but okay. Okay, so tarot, the monthly overview first, and then the tarot or oracle card pull for the month. So this is for December 2021, which is happening next week. This month is the last of the year, but for many it could feel like a new beginning. It certainly does for me. The energies of shakeups, rebalancing, and clean slates accompany it. Look back on the year and simultaneously look forward. When in doubt, connect to your future self for answers on how to wrap up, plan, or what to tap into. A type of healing alchemy is created when we spend more time communing with future spirits and energies than we do dragging a resentful past with us. Amen and amen. 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 Themes of the month might be the unknown, treating/dealing/managing with exhaustion/health in more aligned ways. Portals, as in portals, comma, space, thank you, Durga, I love having your tail in my mouth. Finding/embodying freedom and liberation. Asking for the best possible information, communication, tiny magical anchors, rebalancing rituals, all of this Libra energy, showing up fully for what is coming up, imagination, conscious choice, conscious enacting. The solar eclipse this month, in December, corresponds to the lunar eclipse we experienced in late May. Are there any connections between late May and December? Has some aspect of your identity, relationships, beliefs, or spirituality been highlighted or shifted since early summer? I know for me, yes. Now, there are several cards, and I was guided and led. Hi, I know, but there are things I need to do. You're so cute, I know. So I was guided and led to use an oracle card deck that I haven't used in a long time. It is the Dark Goddess Oracle cards, which were written by Barbara Michael John Free and Flavia Kate Peters, and it was illustrated by Kate Osborne. And of course I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person, do a close-up of the cover of the box. Most of you have their immensely popular Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards. I have this one, and of course I have, since I am a black cat lover. The Witch's Familiars Oracle cards, which were also designed and illustrated by Kate Osborne. I have been feeling guided and led to use these decks again, so I have a feeling they will be accompanying me to both the third annual Yule Market and Curiosities and Oddities Market next month, courtesy of Otherworldly Waxes and Moon Serpent and Bone, as well as to Notions and Potions in mid to late December. So, with that being said, I'm going to give the cards a quick shuffle. Look at the silver gilding. Look at the Triskelion on the back of the card design. But I'm going to give them a quick shuffle. And a quick cut. Okay, are you ready out there in YouTube land? What have I healed this year? Where have I grown this year? What must I leave behind? What must I begin? What unhealthy habit or behavior can the eclipse help me clear out? How can I best move through this month? What is an opportunity available to me now? What must I be aware of every day? What energy is available to me now? So if I were to do this as a full reading, which technically I'll be doing it as a full reading, as a casting of the cards in this video, it would be a 9-card spread. Yes, I know you're so cute, but you know I'm doing a video. Like I tell Isis, who is not being seen or heard. I'm doing a video, so you know what that means. So the final message card will be from the bottom of the card design. All of these are very important prompts. And I will make sure to include this in the description box so that you can play along at home. So, what have I healed this year? So I'm going to have my awesome audio-visual person for my YouTube videos, also known as Drake, do a close-up of the back of the card design. And then I'm going to have him do a close-up of the front of the card. And then once he finishes that close-up, I will do, I will see which guiding goddess has helped you heal and what she has helped you heal. And specifically, which dark goddess. Isn't that right, Durga? Technically, all of my cats are named after dark goddesses. I never realized that. Resurrection, Isis, Mistress of Magic, Queen of Healers, the Lady of 10,000 Names. So what have I healed this year? You have healed your life. You have healed your life. You have healed your life force energy. You have created a life that is stronger, that is more fruitful, that is more abundant. You have healed your life force energy. I can certainly attest to that. And you have resurrected something. You have brought something back to life. Maybe you brought a friendship back to life. Maybe you brought a relationship with a cat or another animal back to life. Maybe you brought back to life a passion that you had, or something that has always served you well and worked for you. Maybe you brought something else back to life. Maybe you brought back to life a hobby or a particular interest. Or, you know what, this is not working. This is just not working. I know. It's very entertaining, but it's not working. Thank you, Durga, for understanding. So, and since she is my mother goddess, I really feel this so strongly for myself. But you know what? What have you brought back to life? I'm curious. I'm curious. Okay. Hi. Okay, so that card is to the side. So now, where have I grown this year? So I'm going to have Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, do a close-up of the front of the card design. And then this goddess will tell us where we have grown this year, because this is for the collective. Oh, I forgot who she is. I don't even know how to pronounce her name. I'm going to say Guabansex. And I'm gonna need to look her up because I'm like, I know that name because I've had this deck for a while. Fortunately for me, they're in alphabetical order, so yeah. I was one page away from her. Guaban sex revealed. Archetypal quote-unquote antagonist of Haitian origin. I cannot say Haitian. I gotta say Haitian. The native language of Haiti. Haiti is, actually I don't even know what it's called, but in their native tongue, Haiti is called Haiti. So I can only say Haiti. So Guaban Sex is a goddess from Haiti, and she dealt out volcanoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, and other such disasters of nature, and enlisted the help of other gods to do so. However, she never released these storms willy-nilly. She won't stand for neglect of the appropriate Zemi worship. Zemi is a new word for me. Lack of offerings or general disrespect of her awesome powers in manipulating the elements. The card is subtitled Wrath. So it causes me to wonder, where have you surrendered and released your wrath? Where have you surrendered and released your anger, your resentment, your bitterness, your unforgiveness? Where have you surrendered and released your inclination or desire to hold a grudge, or to cause somebody to pay over and over and over and over again? And it's funny because, you know, she's a goddess of storms, and she kind of looks like Storm from the X-Men. Would you not say so, Drake? Silver white hair and everything. What must I leave behind? So, okay. So now you're creating a problem. If you're going to do that, I can't find my mouse. Okay. Durga, I love you, but if you're going to do that, we're going to have a problem. No. Do not do that. No. You know. No. If you drop my mouse, you know what you gotta, you know what happens. No. No. Now you're misbehaving. You're dropping my mouse, and the mouse kept dropping, the other one kept dropping, which is why it had to be replaced. So you need to go on the floor and behave. I love you, but no. No, 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 no. Let's try this again, shall we? Okay. What must I leave behind? Misbehaving. Misbehaving, you need to leave. You leave behind that. Fiera, coño. Like I was saying, what must we, the collective, leave behind? This is the card that came out to answer that prompt. Urzuli. It's subtitled Prosperity. So leaving behind what prevents you from manifesting prosperity. Leaving behind, surrendering and releasing to the divine what prevents you, what blocks you from receiving ever-increasing prosperity. And I'm going to quote one of my favorite prosperity authors, Dr. Catherine Ponder, who is the director of the Unity Church Worldwide, headquartered in Palm Desert, California. This is a direct quote from both her books, Open Your Mind to Receive and Open Your Mind to Prosperity. You are prosperous to the degree that you are experiencing peace, health, and plenty in your world. So, what must you leave behind? What must the collective leave behind? The collective must leave behind whatever prevents the collective from manifesting ever-increasing, ever-abundant amounts of peace, of health, and of plenty. And you step on the keyboard. Thank you. So, and I can't find the mouse. Thank you, Durga. Gonyo, Durga. Go take a nap. Whatever is preventing you from experiencing ever-increasing amounts and ever-abundant amounts of peace, of health, of plenty, of prosperity. That is what must be surrendered and released and given up to the divine and left behind so that you can have a more prosperous, more peaceful, more healing, more abundant new calendar year. The tea is so good. Okay. What must I begin? And of course, this goddess will also tell you how to begin and what to begin and how she can help you begin. Aingana. I'm not a fan of going to the book, but I've never heard of her before this deck. And not surprisingly, I almost... Okay, you can't make this stuff up. Archetypal shaman of Aboriginal origin, she is also known as the Dreamtime Snake. She is the primordial goddess of dreamtime and the mother of humanity and of all water animals. She bestows health and longevity that is sustained through her invisible, mystical umbilical cord attached to every living thing. Her demise would therefore see the death of us all. And I love how the card is appropriately subtitled Health. So, what must I begin? Being healthy, being healthier, a new regimen of complete health, not just physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. What part of your health and well-being have you been ignoring? For me, it's been sexual health. For me, it's been sexual healing. Now more than ever, I'm looking at ways to be sexually healthier, to be sexually more at peace, to be more sexually fulfilled, to be more sexually healed. Because sex has been a back burner thing for me for a while. And mind you, I'm okay with that. But I feel like I want to be sexual again. And I feel like it's important, you know? So, and also pay attention to your dreams. Because I think that developing a relationship with your dreamtime experiences will help you be healthier. She kind of reminds me of the dreaming priestess and also the snake priestess of Crete. So I'm getting that vibe from this card from both of those different goddesses. Pardon me. The juice of 1/2 lemon was clearly not enough. Lime, excuse me, was not enough. Okay. What unhealthy habit or behavior can the eclipse help me clear out? What unhealthy habit or behavior can the eclipse help me clear out? Pele. I always think about the channeled message that's on the Pele card in Goddess Guidance Oracle cards for this goddess. Be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desire? So for me, what this is saying is, what unhealthy habit or behavior that is preventing my complete transformation, number one, that is also preventing me from fully realizing my heart's true desire, is what needs to be cleared out around the time of this upcoming eclipse, which I will quickly look up in my copy of Llewellyn's 2021 Daily Planetary Guide. Yes, Friday, December 3rd, 2021 on the Pacific Coast, and Saturday, December 4th, 2021 on the Eastern Coast is both a new moon and solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So around that time period is when you will begin to experience this. And I would say be ready for it. Isn't that right, Isis? Yeah. The one who wants to be heard but not seen. Remember, fire is also about initiation, passion, the catalyst, and purification. How can I best move through December 2021? How can I best move through December 2021? Nuba. I promise you this is the last card I look up. Archetypal miser of Chinese origin, this green-clad goddess of drought descended from heaven to aid her father, Wan Di, during a mighty battle against the wind god Feng Bo and a rain god Yu Shi. Her drought power denied their victory, but instead of returning to heaven, she ran off to wander the earth, causing droughts and famine wherever she went. It's funny how the card is subtitled Denial, as in denial is not a river in Egypt. You know, river, fighting drought, you get the idea. How can I best move through this month? By nourishing yourself. Let's look at this literally. Are you drinking enough water? Are you drinking enough tea? Are you drinking enough of what you need to consume to be happy and healthy and wealthy and wise? You know, for some people, that may be a sherry in the evening. For some people, that may be a glass of wine. You know, I've never been an advocate for day drinking. I love the comical idea of day drinking, which I actually find refreshing, because for the longest time, having a mother who's an alcoholic, I was always painfully serious about alcohol consumption. Now I can laugh a little bit about alcohol consumption. Earlier today, somebody sent me a photograph of him drinking red wine. And I remember commenting, I'm like, you know, it's been so long since I've had red wine. And then he replied with, actually, it's sangria. And I'm like, well, you know, it's been a while since I've had sangria. Interestingly enough, I know there's a place that I'm going to in December where I can get a phenomenal cup of red sangria. In fact, it's become the standard by which I judge all of the sangria. So that speaks volumes. And it was sangria made by a Mexican woman, so you know it's potent. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to fall on the floor if I have another one of these. Hispanic countries know how to make their alcohol. Yes, they do. When it comes to Hispanic countries, they know how to make their alcohol potent. Like, oh, I didn't know that I could grow hair there. Yes, you can. Especially from alcohol from Mexico, you can grow hair wherever. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just being silly, but you get the idea. Okay. What is an opportunity available to me now? So now meaning Saturday, November 27th, 2021, and all of December 2021. What is an opportunity available to me now? The acquiring of knowledge, the reconnection of ancient wisdom, strengthening your intuition. Pythia is the title that was given to the woman more commonly known as the Oracle of Delphi. The seated oracles of Delphi were called the Pythias, named after the vapors that would rise from decaying snakes. That's why they had that three-legged stool above which there were these vapors rising from the earth. By the way, I actually do not know what a decomposing snake smells like. I can imagine it smells beyond nasty. Because anything decomposing that was once living flesh must smell really nasty. But what do I know? Maybe one day I will have the opportunity to access my inner Pythia and I can like whatever. So knowledge and ancient wisdom and the development of your intuition. What must I be aware of every day, especially in December 2021? And of course, Drake, more commonly known as my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, will do a close-up of the card. What must I be aware of every day? Tiamat, the original mother of dragons from the Sumerian pantheon. What must I be aware of every day? My power, your power. What I control, what you control, what I do not ever control, what you do not ever control. And of course, since the solar plexus chakra, which is in this part of the body, where that trapezoidal shaped bone, the xiphoid is low. Where is my xiphoid? It's there, yes. That is the seat where I'm touching of the solar plexus chakra. So you can also visualize a golden yellow light here emanating from your crown chakra, from the heavens, if you will, and use that visualization to strengthen your issues around control. You know, it's so funny. I go from talking about my mother who's an alcoholic to the fact that one of the most well-known prayers is the prayer that's often used at Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, which is, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage for the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. By the way, the prayer is ideal for anyone, whether or not they are in recovery, need to be in recovery, do not need to be in recovery, etc. I think it's ultimately the perfect prayer for control freaks, which includes me. Granted, I'm not as much of a control freak as I used to be, but there's still some control freakery there. Yeah. What energy is available to me now? So I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person for my YouTube videos, also known as Drake, do a close-up of the back of the card design, since we haven't seen it in a while. And then I'm going to have him do a close-up of the front of the card design. And then I will see which guiding goddess is giving her energy to the collective right now, because it is available right now. The Deer Woman. So in the Native American cosmology, the deer represents gentleness and kindness. So right now the energy of kindness and gentleness is available to the collective. That's number one. And number two, the energy of Mother Nature, because again, deer is an animal that is found in the wild. It is found in nature. And it's reminding me of Mount Nebo Park in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I actually remember attending an event which was a co-event between Bare Your Soul of Eastern Mountain in Greenwich, New York, and Pod NYC, which is based in Manhattan. And one morning I had walked to this beautiful lake in Mount Nebo Park, which is my favorite place to visit in the park because it was made by this meteor that struck the earth in that area eons ago. And it made this like walking thing. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like you walk in, like it's flattened so that you can walk into the lake. It's really cool. But yeah, and I remember that one morning, it was the last day of the event, I saw some wild deer, and they looked so beautiful just running, and there was one that just stayed behind and began grazing. And I'm just like, yeah, so happy to see live deer. And I reassured the deer I was not going to eat it. I had venison once, I'm not a fan. And of course, the final message card. So the guiding goddess that will bring us from 2021 to 2022. Nyx, the Greek goddess of night, the personification of night, which is so appropriate because we are still in the dark half of the year, at least in this part of the world. So Nyx is leading us from night to day, and her day counterpart is Dia. That's how we get the words diurnal and nocturnal. So we're going from Nyx to Dia. We're moving from Nyx to Dia. But for right now, remember that the dark half of the year is about respite. It is about rest. The dark half of the year is about the stillness, the silence in spite of the sirens outside. And it is symbolic of death. The things that need to end before new things can begin. The things that need to die so that new birth can be formed. And remember, I'm speaking, pardon me, I'm speaking symbolically. So there are some things that need to go. There are some things that need to end. I've mentioned Tasha Silver in a few of my videos recently, and in her book, Change Me Prayers, there's a wonderful passage for prayers that assist people in becoming less detached. Whoever needs to go, go. Whoever needs to come, come. Whatever needs to go, go. Whatever needs to come, come. So, give yourselves permission. I'm going to say this as a bit of a takeaway, as a final summation for this casting of cards. Give yourselves permission to let go of whoever or whatever needs to go. And give yourselves permission to receive whoever and whatever needs to come. You know, let's say for the sake of argument that you need to let go of your current position of employment. Did it ever occur to you that perhaps by letting go of your current position of employment, one that no longer fulfills you, one that no longer serves your needs, one that no longer brings you joy and peace, one that always causes you to feel overworked and underpaid, maybe letting that go will bring you the position of employment that does bring you joy, that does bring you people with whom you happily work, that does bring you an ever-increasing fulfilling income that really, really, really makes you happy in every way. Same thing with romantic relationships. Are you in a romantic relationship that is dead? Are you in a romantic relationship that no longer serves your needs? Is it no longer bright and shiny and functional and loving? Maybe you need to let that go so that a new, more fulfilling, more devoted, more functional romantic relationship can occur. Maybe some friendships you've outgrown. Maybe letting them go will bring you the friendships that are more fulfilling, more exciting, more deep, more rich. And I can go on and on and on, but ultimately at the end of the day, are you really happy with the relationships in your life? All of them, not just the romantic ones or the lack thereof. I once again want to thank the Sarah Faith Gottesdiener for creating the Many Moons Lunar Planners. I want to thank Ms. Michael John Free and Ms. Peters for co-creating several beautiful oracle card decks. I want to thank Kate Osborne for illustrating this one among several others co-created by Ms. Michael John Free and Ms. Peters. Of course, I want to thank all of you in YouTube land for all the likes, for all the comments, for all the shares, and for all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. I especially want to thank those of you who have been scheduling your sessions, who are going to be scheduling your sessions, and those of you who have bought me a coffee. I wish all of you the best of the best, the brightest of the brightest, an ever-increasing abundance of peace, of health, of plenty, of prosperity, and of course stay tuned for the next video.